And we've been tracking Tropical Storm Rumbia, the Philippine name Gorio, currently now with 50 mph winds as it moves away from the Philippine Islands with a pressure of 989 millibars. Its current position 16.7 north, 117.1 east, and the storm's expected to move northwestwards away from the Philippines and into China, perhaps as a strong tropical storm in around 36 hours time, a day and a half from now, possibly approaching typhoon strength. A Signal 1 warning still in effect for Pangasinan and Zambales provinces in the Philippines, though those are likely to be lifted very soon indeed, and the storm itself should be away from the Philippine Islands very soon from now. We'll see the satellite imagery how it's progressing very shortly. But first of all, the sea surface temperatures, the South China Sea there to the bottom left of the screen shows fairly warm waters, well above the necessary requirements for a tropical system. Currently 28 degrees or higher, near 30 degrees around the Philippine coast in particular, but generally around 29 degrees near the storm at the moment, and that's obviously going to help its intensification over the next few days, considering that the threshold is 26. But it's likely to move over slightly cooler waters, but certainly not jeopardising its development. Here's the latest satellite imagery then. You can see it moving towards the northwest. You can perhaps see the centre of the storm becoming a little bit clearer there towards the end of that loop. It's not an eye of such yet, but it may develop one as if it becomes a typhoon later on, but that's not exactly a likelihood yet. It's probably going to be a strong tropical storm as it approaches China, and will probably cause some heavy rains, maybe leading to flooding over there, with strong tropical storm winds as well, which may cause a little bit of wind damage perhaps. And of course a lot of the storm is still over the Philippines at the moment, so heavy rain still falling over plenty parts of Luzon at the moment in the Philippines as it moves towards the northwest, but that's likely to abate very soon. Looking at the world tropics then for June the 30th so far, it's currently June the 30th UTC, but it is coming into July the 1st now in the Western Pacific region. Two storms at the moment, both in the Pacific. Of course we had Delilah, which we just did an update on about 2 hours ago, and of course Rumbia, which is the one here, the Philippine name Gorio of course, and another Invest out in the Western Pacific, Invest 90W rather, which is likely to move towards the west, perhaps towards the Philippines as well. Not sure about its development possibilities yet. That will probably be covered in more depth on the Tropical Weather Bulletin later this evening. So let's take a look at 2013 compared then. Currently with 5 tropical storms, no typhoons yet, and no major typhoons of category 3 strength or higher on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Quite a way until we reach 69th place to 2010, but I'm sure we'll get there and probably overtake 2010 before the end of the season. Of course last year had about 25 if I'm not mistaken. And don't forget you can track the storm, and indeed any other storms, Delilah if you're interested in that one as well, at the website force13.com/storm tracking. Takes you straight to the storm tracking pages, and in between video updates you'll see the updates on the website, any warning information as that changes. Obviously that's very important. The warnings are lifted pretty much everywhere in the Philippines now. Next we're looking towards China, and perhaps Macau and Hong Kong may have some warnings put up there as well over the next few days. Until then though, stay tuned.